Cats are crazy. How's everyone doing today? Welcome back. Today is 7/20/2021. It's a Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you. Happy recovery day. Good day in the market. Let's get into it. If you're new here, I'm going for 15 minutes. That's the goal. I want to beat 15 minutes. If you're new here, welcome. If you're going to trade, I suggest you have risk management, a trading plan, goal setting. Make sure you have macro markets down sectors, fundamental, mental, technical analysis, and consistency. Of those 8 things, we're going to talk about the 7th, technical analysis. What we're going to talk about today is supports, resistance, patterns, EMA lines, volume profiles, stochastic, RSI, vortex, and one more thing. I forgot, I'm going fast. The 10th one being love. What's up? I want to try and beat 10 minutes today or 15 minutes today. Really see if the lower time videos do better. Like if folks would want this to be in and out, quick, bang, boom. And if so, I'll do that. And then for my live audience, for my Discord, I'll go deep dive after. So that way, folks who pay for the extra content will get it. But those online for free will get it quickly. If you enjoy this kind of content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to. I don't really care, but it'd be nice if I had more folks come around. I like having people here. And if you really enjoy this content, deep dive, you really want to get more in my brain, which, why wouldn't you? The Discord's live. You will not be charged until 8/1, so you have 11 days free, and then you will be charged. You want to quit beforehand? Great, you will not be charged. Also, you can add me. Check the description box, a bunch of delicious stuff down there. It's really good things. You can look into all the services that I have, all the things that I do, other social media outlets. It's all good stuff. With that being said, 8 great tickers today. I've called only one before, I believe. With that being said, let's get into it. So first is AMBC. If you didn't know, my supports are white, my resistances are orange. Trend lines, like for APA, is going to be golden. The resistance trend lines are going to be orange but dotted. Volume profile, where 70% of the volume happens, is between these 2 dotted lines, and the POC is here in the middle. It's red. I'm not going to get into volume profile right now. I'm sorry. I have a video on it up here. Click on it, check it out. 20 minutes in, out, learn some more great stuff. You'll thank me later. It's fantastic. AMBC is an obvious horizontal play. After that big sell-off earlier this week and late last week, we're having a lot more horizontal plays, a lot less trend lines. So again, the good news with horizontal plays, easy find, easy read, easy play. The bad news, no convergence, there's no trend line. You have to rely on indicators or just the support. If this goes, cut it, you're done. AMBC has a beautiful support area that's coupled with this indicator, the volume profile. I'm sure if I pulled it up, it's like a capital D. See this big old D down here? Big old D. Most of the bulls are buying down here. Most of the bears are shorting and selling up here. That's a great sign in itself for volume. Earnings is coming, be aware. Lower highs, if you break above this and go long, you got yourself a runner. Enjoy that while it happens. This is a great horizontal play. I like it. Lower highs is concerning, but this support is legendary. It's holding very well. Let's check the indicators. What's really cool about this channel, besides me, is that I don't actually scan with indicators on. No VWAP, no golden cross, no RSI under 30. It's all price action. If the price action looks good, the indicators do 2 things: support or deny me. Support in saying that this is it's a good price action, good play, go for it. Or it's bad, I should double check and take my time. Support or deter, they don't do anything else besides that. I haven't looked at these. You'll see live what I see. It's a good time for you guys who are new. Let's check these out together. So I use the 10, which is blue, 50, which is purple, and the 200 EMA, which is red. I also use the RSI, stochastic, and the vortex indicator. We can see the 200 is a great support, and so is the 50. You see how it bounces off it constantly? The issue is they're both above us. This is going to couple well with this resistance trend line. If we do see life and hit the 6%, 7% spot, and this 50s here, if it starts to die off, I would be ready to take profits on a short-term hold. So again, these will be resistances. Make sure you know that. Under 30 on the RSI, beautiful. Stochastic, it's not really a divergence yet. If it holds and turns around, it is. But again, I don't really quite see it yet. Let's give it some time. If this blue crosses over that red, it will be a divergence. Our bulls are low, bears are high. Everything checks out besides the fact that the EMA lines are going to be resistances and lower highs. Overall, AMBC is a fantastic purchase. I would look into it. So watch this show. I'm not saying buy it, but again, watch this. I think you'll like what you see. It's a good play to watch for this week. Next is APA. We have slightly higher lows here. It's key to remember this. A trend line is 3 spots. You can be anticipatory like I am with having 2 and then maybe the third one. Any one of you idiots, any one of me idiots can draw A to B. But to get A, B to C is a true trend line. Remember that 3 hits means more than 2 for sure. APA does have a very solid support area. It did have a push up today. Of course, we want it 5% lower. If we can get in towards 1640, that's fantastic. But just this alone, you can see it is showing some life. It's holding. It's how it reverses, right? It comes down, consolidates, takes off. Comes down, consolidates, takes off. Great sign. If you break the POC, maybe go for it. You do on a shorter time frame have this downtrending resistance trend line. Once we break that, it will be off to the races. It's a great value. Dividends. You can see every time we have a dividend, it plummets. See that every single time. Dividend, maybe why it's coming down harder. But again, it may come down just a little bit more when the dividend actually hits. APA, it is at value. I want to see it a bit lower for that value. Or I want to see if maybe an EMA line here is for a crossing. Let's check it out. So we can see that the 50 is going to be the real big problem here. See how the 50 has such great support. But when you're below it, it's such a great resistance. So again, while we're down here, sure, we can see 6, 7, pretty easy %. But once we hit this 50 and we start to sell off, if we do, I would get out. The good news is, if you can wait for this to come down farther, like see how it comes down here, it takes almost a month and a half, right? It takes about a month. It comes down, but once you cross over it, then it's off to the races. Waiting for that 50 cross makes sense, but again, right here, we do have value. We are under 30 over here, would have been a successful move. Over here, would have been burned, would have worked here, would have been a longer hold, but would have worked. So again, 4 out of 6, really good. That's a great sign for the RSI. It's overbought. Like I said, it's a little bit high. Let this come down to us. Let's have a small baby pullback and go for it. But overall, bulls are low, bears are high. APA, I think on the short end, if you want to play the value, which I would, I want it a bit lower. I would watch this to see what it does. If tomorrow's a red day and it pulls back 4 or 5%, that's right where you want it. APA, watch list it. I like it a lot for this week. So BZUN is next. What a glorious support play. We can see even on the year chart, it's holding. Even on the 10-year chart, this support area has been legendary in holding. Sure, 28's possible, so is 25. If this does plummet to 25, I would be willing to throw the kitchen sink at it most likely. BZUN is a great support right here. We have great holdings. This is where all the bulls are going to buy in. I'm sure the volume profile looks something like a capital D at the bottom. It does. See this capital D shape? A lot of bulls are buying down here. A lot of bears are selling up here. That's a great sign. BZUN, simple horizontal play. Sure, temporary lower highs, but again, that's fine for me because we're going for value, which is down here. Let's check these indicators. BZUN respects that 200 mightily. See how it bounces off it constantly, and when you're below it, it's going to be resistance. The issue is with that huge sell-off, a lot of stocks are below the 200, especially those who are at value. A lot of these great setups have been broken. So again, that's going to be an issue moving forward. It's a theme. Again, for the macro reasons, it's important to point out every single time so you know. So if you want to hold till about the 10 EMA or the 50, you're looking about 8%, 200 about 12%. Again, risk versus reward, that checks out just fine. RSI, it's low, almost at 30, looks great. Stochastic's fair, but again, we're seeing some life. It's moved up almost 3% in about 2 days. So that makes sense. Maybe you want to wait for a small pullback, but we have a clear divergence now, right? This lower, this higher. Again, bullish divergence, that's fantastic. Bulls are low, bears are high. BZUN, I think we need to see a slightly better deal if you really want to jump into it. But overall, a fantastic one to watch list. BZUN, like it, watch list it, check it out this week. Next is EA. Separate from the stock, EA sucks. If EA is watching this, F you, get your stuff together, sell games and stop trying to rob people. I hate you. But this ticker is fantastic. This uptrend's been rolling. We called it before. It's rolling. It was a triangle. It's breaking. You can see more resistances are getting broken. So I would be more remiss to mention it's probably a horizontal triangle, or sorry, a ascending triangle. We could take this and move it up. And you can see clearly that this is definitely some form of ascending triangle, right? This is definitely looking like it's kind of that. But overall, we have clear consolidation. We're going sideways. It's at the POC directly in the middle of this triangle. We're at value. Sure, this thing doesn't make massive moves. Even this big move is only 22%, which is a lot, but it's not crazy. I mean, over here, you get a big breakout, it'll be 5 or 6. Again, the more important thing is percent risk versus percent earned. The risk here is tiny, the reward is pretty big if it does break out. And so we're trying to play a breakout here, right? You want to buy in low, it gets above here, get your 5-6% easy, sell half, scale out, it comes back, rebuy in, let it go. EA, fantastic triangle. Let's check his indicators. We can see that the 200 and the 50 EMA are directly in the middle of this triangle as well. They're going from up to sideways. This is just reinforcing the fact that EA is consolidating. It is in a triangle. We're trying to capture this breakout up. If it breaks out down, we cut and get rid of it. EA is a fantastic looking stock. You want to buy off the crossover, crosses all 3 EMA lines at their percent, go for it. You want to buy a little bit lower, that's fine too. RSI, it's okay. You want about 5 pips lower, you know, down here at 36, 37, but 42, it's pretty good. When it comes to the stochastic, no divergences, but again, even this is showing some nice consolidation, right? It's really starting to gear up, and it's in the low end below 40, great sign. Bulls low, bears high, but once again, compared to this action, up, down, it's consolidating. I'm not sure EA is going to break up and go long. I'm not sure it's going to break up or go down. I'm not sure if nothing's going to happen. But again, for a consolidation play, EA, blue chip, it makes sense. I like it a lot. Watch list it, see what it does this week. I like it. Next is FINV, a nice temporary uptrend. Once, off this little knuckle pivot point, 2, 3, 4, it was a nice 15% move, and now we're back down at value. But this support line is critical. I think if this does break, which it could, you should be looking to get it at 624. If this does give out, 624 is going to be the move for sure. But we have higher lows temporarily. We have a consistent similar resistance up here, up high towards the volume profile line. Even over here, we can see a lot of resistance hitting this spot and dying. So again, if we do get a breakout, it takes off, breaks down this resistance trend line, keeps going, could be a huge mover. Again, it's a cheap stock, but this is a very volatile stock. Again, a lot of it can really make your day or break your day. The good news is this huge sell-off happened, and it held pretty well. I mean, this is probably repercussions of it, but again, it's holding pretty well at this spot. Let's check these indicators out. We can see it's below the 200 now. What's the issue is that the 200 was a great support area, but now we're below it. It's acting as a resistance. Sure, we have clear value, absolutely clearer than day value down here. But again, the 50, which it bounces off of like religiously, is going to be a super hard resistance. So if we do make 8% and then start to die off, this trend line coupled with the 50 is going to be a problem. Once we break above that though, it's off to the races for sure. So we can see we have low RSI. Stochastic's pretty low, a little bit lower as we wanted, but bulls low, bears high. FINV checks every box minus the EMA lines. As long as the EMA lines are up here, really acting as terrors and as resistances, it's not a perfect setup in my book. I would watch list it. If you get a little bit lower, 10 cents, 20 cents lower, FIVN is going to be great. Next is FMX, a beautiful trend up. Again, this is not a pure channel up yet. I mean, this is kind of a goofy looking resistance. I drew it though to see if these peaks did line up. They did okay. We can see though higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows across the board, and we're holding with this nice little hammer here now. That's a good sign. What is nice though too is we can see after hours we're back down here. A good buy-in spot, great value. This all breaks down, you lose 2%. God forbid, that's quite all right. And so we have great horizontal play here. Even if this does break down like 80, 70, this is a great horizontal play. So you can probably move your support wherever you want to put it. Because again, what's important is you do this charting too. You can't just trust me. I'm some random guy online. Do your own charting, right? If it does come down to FMX, if it does come down to about, 80, 70, a beautiful play with the trend line and the support. Very easy read. A lot of convergence, a lot of spaghetti here. I like that a lot. Let's check the indicators. What we can see, which is great, is that the 200 is going to be a support if we do get closer to it. And while we're below the 50, which it bounces off of, below the 50 is a pure sign of value. You have two options here. If we do open up down here, you're going to want to buy off of value, which we are at. Of course, you can pull back again to about 80, 60, which will be a fantastic buy-in down here. Or if we do open up and rocket up and cross over with EMA lines, you can then buy off of the 50 and the crossover of the 10, cross these two EMA lines, buy in, go off, have a stop loss beneath both of them, and be good to go. RSI, it's low, right where you want it, beautiful. Stochastic is low, beautiful. And again, not very aggressive on the vortex, but look at The green line where the bulls are low, right where you want it. The bears are high, right where you want it. FMX checks every box. I wish the EMA lines were a little bit more clear in what we wanted to see. But again, it's still a great value play. Wait for the cross if you want to. But again, FMX, a good pickup to watch this week. Next is GFL, a gorgeous triangle. Look at this. Higher lows across the board consistently. Over here, double bottom possibly. Beautiful. And again, lower highs across the board. We're consolidating beautifully. We have a great value play. Dividends always do weird stuff with stocks. Dividend hits, it drops like a brick. Dividends hit, it dropped like a brick. Dividends came, drops like a brick. So again, hopefully we can get in towards $31 here. Low risk 3%, cool stuff. It keeps pulling back to like 30, 60, even less risk here. Even at $31 right here, we're looking at easily an 8% move, close to a 3-to-1. We get that breakout, we're off to the races. GFL, a great looking triangle, great trend, great support. I like this play a lot. Let's check these indicators out. Just like before with the with EA, these are towards the middle, and now the 15-200 we're going up. See this angle? Up, 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 up. Now sideways together. This is showing again consolidation. Horizontal triangles that look like this, right? I guess it'd be this way for the camera, right? But horizontal triangles show consolidation. The EMA lines here are just showing that is really true. That's what's really happening. That's great. And so we have really good consolidation. Yes, these will be resistances moving forward because it's above us, but once you break above them, you'll have crazy amounts of momentum over it. RSI could be lower, it's fair, but again, it's consolidating. Again, stochastic's low, this vortex is consolidating. GFL is gearing up. I didn't say gearing up good or gearing up bad, but GFL is certainly gearing up for something. Watch list it, see what it does. Follow do your due diligence, see what sector it's in and what index it's in. Follow those, if those are green, you should hopefully have that in your favor for a breakout. GFL, I like it, watch listed. Next is LQDA. Last but not least, what a gorgeous horizontal play. Anywhere below the volume profile line's an absolute snack. This trend up is weak, but again, 1, 2, 3 hits, 4. It is holding and showing some life. It's up 4% today. There's still plenty of room to run up. This resistance trend line shows a descending triangle. That's fine. These are not perfect. But again, if we do have the luck of this thing coming down, right, we wait a few months or two, we keep buying it and buying it. If we do break above this and run off, it could be insane. LQDA is a great horizontal play with long-term potential over this resistance trend lines. I know a lot of folks like buying stocks on value. LQDA has those, but it has more structure than your usual. Oh, this is like low, it's a big sell-off, blah, blah, blah. To swing, this makes a whole lot of sense. Let's check these indicators out for our last stock of the day. LQDA's 200 is going to be a mightily strong resistance, and so is the 50. You can see the 200 is definitely what stops most of these spikes, where it gets up, then it kind of dies off, and then the test it can't hold above it. This 50 is great for short-term price taking. If we do buy in, we move up from here 3% and we don't hold, we start to die off, you know, take your profit because the 50 is being really, really rough here. Once you get above both of them, easy big move. So again, if you want to hold and then wait for a crossover both these, that's fine. You could also wait to break the 200 and day trade. When that happens, you have great possibilities, huge volatility. That's going to be great for you guys in the future when we break above the 200. RSI, it's low. You want it lower, but again, just a day ago was at 30. Stochastics, low. You want it lower, but again, it's still low. Bulls, incredibly low. Bears are meh. That's okay. They're still higher. LQDA checks all the boxes. Great horizontal play. It's not doing well for a green day today, so that's a bit concerning that today was such a good day, but LQDA didn't do anything. But again, do your due diligence. There could be an easy reason why. LQDA, I like it a lot. Watch list it. Let's see what it does. And there you guys have it. I got that done in 19 minutes. Balls. But again, I think you got some great information for about a 20-minute video for the day. If you guys need anything else, let me know. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. I do appreciate you. 8 great stocks. I've called EA before. FINV I've called before, I think. Otherwise, some really good new ones for you. Check them out. Do your due diligence. Not financial advice, obviously. Have a good rest of your guys' day. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.